Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Jamie, and today I'm gonna do a review on the new Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. This is their holiday palette for 2021. So I gave in. I was on the fence trying to decide if this was something that I wanted, and it's been out for, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks now, and I've seen the videos coming in and I'm like, okay, I do want it. I'm gonna have to purchase it. And I had this Ulta coupon burning a hole in my pocket for $15 off a $50 purchase. So I'm like, all right, let's do it. I'm in, I'm gonna commit. So I went and picked this up from Ulta yesterday. This is their Primrose palette. So one of the shades in here is called Primrose, which is this purpley shade right here. I do think it's interesting if this is like the main shade in the palette. Most everything is very warm toned, and then this is a kind of like a maybe a warm toned purple. I don't know, I think it's cool toned. It's got some shimmer in it. Anyway, I don't think the whole palette feels like it's around that shade, but it is what it is. So let's talk about this. This was $55. I picked it up from Ulta. I just had to give in to it. I mean, I have a couple Anastasia palettes. I really like them, and I knew I loved this color story. I mean, I knew it spoke to me, but I do have so much that's so similar, and I'm like, do I really need it? I don't really. I went yesterday and I swatched so I went yesterday to Ulta and I actually swatched the Norvina palette and this one next to each other. Really what I was looking for was just how these different sparkle shades would compare. They were definitely cooler toned in the Norvina palette, the sparkle shades were, and then these two were very much darker, a lot darker than some of the lighter shimmer shades. I say all this because I like to have a light shimmer shade for my lid, and I was wondering, would these be too dark? But let's talk about that. Let's go through this. So like you can see here, there's 10 eyeshadow shades, and then there's a blush, and people were guessing it was a bronzer, but I guess it's probably another blush. So 2 blushes, 10 eyeshadows, and these are pressed pigment formula, so it is different than what you get in their regular eyeshadows. But I felt like the mattes were very comparable, and I'll talk to you about that, just like the feel of them when I swatch them, when I put them on my eyes. So I do have this eye look. I'm gonna do that at the end of the video, demo this eye look if you wanna stick around for that. But let's just jump into the swatches and I'll tell you about this. So like I said, $55. They're significantly larger pans than you would get in the regular palettes. I think you got more colors in the other palettes, but the pan sizes were significantly smaller, and you didn't get the extra face shades. So you actually got 14 shadows in the other palette, and then this, you're getting 10 eyeshadows and then 2 blushes. So really kind of like 2 shades less. If you were to use these as eyeshadows, which I definitely plan on doing. So let's just talk about these really quickly. Here are the swatches. So it is very much like a sunset palette, you know, purple and then all the other shades. So really, I'm not a big purple pink eyeshadow person, but if you look, you know, I would say that these two lean very purple. This one is a pink sparkle shade, and then this one is purple. But other than that, the rest are all very just warm, neutral tones, which is right up my alley. And like I did this eye look today, and the only purple I used was this dark one to like deepen up the outer V, and I like it. I like the way it turned out. So everything, when you wear this, you're definitely gonna get like an orange look. I feel like every time I wear it, I end up getting orange, because some of the main shadows that you would wear, whether it be this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, those are kind of like your crease colors that you kind of begin with. All of them are orange. So I guess unless you use this Primrose as your crease color, then you could end up with a purple look. But other than that, I think you're looking at orange, and I'm not one for that Primrose purpley shade. And everything in here is like metallic, and matte, other than that Primrose. If you can see right there, it's got gold sparkle, or light pinky and gold sparkle in it. So it's a matte with metallic in it. So once again, let's run through these shades. This was the Saddle blush bronzer type of shade. I have it on, you can see it in the demo. It does blend out pretty well, but it is very pigmented. Everything in here is very pigmented. It's like a pressed pigment formula. So like just be extremely light-handed. You're gonna need it on this. So that Saddle, I was just trying to blend that out a little bit so you could see it, but I have it up here on my cheeks. It blended out pretty well. I just kept hitting it with the blush brush and rubbing it in. So not too bad there. Then Grapefruit is this blush right here. It's really pink or peachy. It's right here on my cheeks. It turned out extremely peachy and I really like that. I do have a highlighter on, but it's what's right here. So I really like that blush. I'm pleasantly surprised, and I've used that as a crease color before as well, and I really liked it there. So now let's get into the goods, the eyeshadows. So this is Rose Water, and you can see it's like a champagne with like kind of gold and pink glitter, you know. It's really, really pretty, really, really pigmented. I'm gonna warn you with these pressed pigment shadows, they do have a lot of fallout, so use a glitter glue. I use this benign glitter glue. It's this huge thing. You get it for like $11. You got to order it online. I think I got mine off Beautylish or something, but this thing's going to last forever. And this is great stuff. So that's what I put down on my lids before I put these on, just so I knew that they would stick around. So Rose Water, then Honey, and that's a really beautiful, like slightly deeper beige, great neutral color, for the crease. Then Sparkling Amber, very pretty, very gold, you know, a little bit darker than I was expecting or hoping for, but that's okay. It's really pretty. It's just a gold. It's just like middle of the road gold. It's not, it's like a neutral gold. It's not like really warm. It's kind of just middle of the road. I don't know. But it definitely gives you more of an orangey kind of look. I have a lot of that on my lid right now. And then Primrose is the next one. That was that purple with glitter in it. And yeah, you can still see the glitter. I'm sure most of that would fall out during the day if you wore that. I don't understand why they do mattes with glitter. Never understand it, but that's what that is. Then Mango is this color right here. So it's a slightly lighter peachy color. So this one right here is more pink and this one is more peach. So that was the blush leaning pink, and this one's kind of just got a little bit more brown in it. But it's a little slightly lighter too, I would say. Yeah, it's just really, really pretty. Okay, Peony is this color right here. Kind of reminds me of like NARS Orgasm or something, but lighter, maybe a little bit lighter, but super duper like NARS Orgasm on steroids. So, and then it's not Orgasm X, I guess. It's Super Orgasm, maybe. Okay, and then Rouge is this one, and this one is just like a medium, maybe like a warm brown color. It's more, it's not as warm as like that Saddle color over there. It's just, it's beautiful. It's a perfect color to start like deepening up the outer V with. That's what I've done anyway, or deepening up the crease. And then you have this really fire opal, like orangey, copper, like, whew, it's a lot right there. I mean, that's gonna like just take you straight orange direction. I haven't gone there yet. I'm not really in love with that shade in here. That's what I would say. It's just too orange for me. I wish they brought it in a different direction. But that's okay. And then Deep Berry is this dark berry. It is, I don't know, would it consider that a berry? It's like, it's just a really dark, deep purple. I guess maybe it is a berry. I just have used it so pigmented that I have not ever tried to like blend into it. Oh yeah, because as I blend into it, by the way, really powdery, not that shadow, but the Fire Opal is, as I blend into that dark purple, look, it's extremely berry and dark, interesting, pretty, very pretty. That's just not what, like, I've never used it in that way, so I didn't know. But Deep Berry, that makes sense then. And then Claret is this last one, and let's see what this looks like if you dug into it. It's like the Deep Berry, but like a little bit more red toned, I would say, than this one. I don't know. I feel like these are pretty similar. Maybe they could have done something else there, given us a dark brown. That would have been nice. I love dark brown. Anyway, those are the shades in this. I wasn't sure. I was standoffish, but then now that I've worn it a couple times, I really do like the looks that I'm getting out of it. So I do have to say I like it, and I like that grapefruit blush more than I think I thought I would. I just didn't really see it as being like peach in here as it is on my skin, and I really like that. So overall, $55. The mirror on this is really great too. I used this when I was putting on my mascara, and I really, really enjoyed it. I thought this was a good palette. If you can get it on sale, like that Sephora is having their VIB, or yeah, I don't know if they're just calling it their fall sale coming up. This would be like a great purchase for that. It does have a lot of product in it. So if you like these colors, you're gonna have a good amount to use. They are extremely powdery, typical Anastasia formulas, and I have to say, like, that Deep Berry one is the one that's probably like the most dry. When I go into the pan, it just feels really dry, but I guess that could be because, I mean, it blends out so berry-ish so much. I've never done that before. I never really try to blend out the darker shades. I just use them for what they are, but that is interesting, and maybe that's part of the reason. It's a pressed pigment, and it just blends out like that. And now it must have that like carmine or whatever in it, because I feel like that's what kind of stains your fingers, and I'm getting staining, I feel like, even just from swatching. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. I'm gonna jump right into the demo, and really my final thoughts on this is that I think that this is great, and I would definitely recommend it. I'm gonna jump into the eyes, and then we'll get into the cheeks. All right, see you guys later. Bye. So let's try to play around with these blush shades. So I have these two right here. I've watched a lot of videos, so I know that this saddle color is gonna be rough. It's gonna be really orange, and it's super duper pigmented, super duper pigmented. What I'm gonna do for this one, I guess let's just do it, let's just apply it to my arm and I'll show you there. Obviously this is not my face, but you can see right there, it is pretty and it is very, very warm, very orangey. So I don't know if I really want to put that on my face. I guess for the sake of the video, we do it. So let's go right here. I do have a little bit of bronzer on and woo, now I've got orange cheeks. So let's try to blend this out some. And I'll leave the front of my cheeks for the other blush. Okay. You know, another problem I think with this is I didn't set my face. So it's probably never gonna let go of this blush. And I'm just screwed. I'm gonna take a clean brush and try to blend more. Let's see how blendable. It does seem to be blending out pretty nice, so that's good. At least I've got that going for me. So here it is, pretty pigmented. And then keep blending. And I'll get rid of some of those. You know, it's not horrible. Like I said, maybe as a bronzer, kind of like as I have it here, like keep it to this area up here. And then it doesn't really, I think that looks fine then. It's not that bad. So now let's try the grapefruit shade, which is the one that's more of a pinky type of blush. So go in with this brush. Grab some of this. Once again, I know it's really pigmented, but this is a really light shade, so it shouldn't be too bad. So we're gonna go right here. So it's really just really peachy. Shows up on the cheek really peachy. And that's not bad. So you can see that's pretty pigmented for just this blush that like doesn't look too much, like too much in the pan. So, but I like that color a lot. I could definitely get down with a nice matte peach blush. I love peach blush. So blend that in a little bit more. So I guess the one that's kind of crazy in here is Saddle, and I'll probably end up using that mostly as an eyeshadow. I didn't want to go too orange with my look today, but with this palette, it's gonna kind of lean orange. All the browns in here are super warm. And I used this brown and this brown. Well, this one's kind of neutral. That one's really warm, so it just kind of just pulls it that way. And then this is a really warm gold shade, and then it just kind of pulls. It'll pull you warm no matter what. It's just how warm do you want it to be. So I am actually gonna use a clean brush again, blend just a little bit more here with this peach blush. You guys can see it's pigmented for sure, but pretty blendable. So there we go. That is the finished cheek look. Okay, I'm gonna go put on mascara and put on a lip, and I will be right back.